दो चार गंभीर श्लोक आज हम देखते हैं। योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण जी। तीसरा थर्ड Utptthi Prakarana, the 55th Sarga, also has so many sublime things. We have started the study of it slowly, little, our buddhi catchable things we are catching, sublime things we are leaving it for future catching when we become qualified. Welcome you all. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam. ओम श्री राम राम रामेति ओम ब्रह्मानंदम परम सुखदम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ रामायणोक्त महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति देश निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्म दिग्विजयाः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्य भूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्मरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखकरं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ ससदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरभिकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे वशिष्ठ नमः। वशिष्ठादि नमः। योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रं तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणं लीलोपाख्याने संसार वर्णनं मरण वर्णनं नाम पंचपंचाशत्तम सर्गः। श्री देवी उवाच। प्रबुद्ध लीला उवाच प्रश्न we have seen. Devi started answering it. We have seen Beautiful of these sublime topics. Yesterday we started. Okay. Again, we'll restart for just 2 3 minutes. Nadi pravahe vidhure yada vata visamsthitam. Vata visamsthiti, slowly the irregularity of the air flowing inside, outside, irregular. Finally, it stopped. Because of the prana shakti stopped coming. What about the nadi vyavastha? Nadi pravaha also becomes vidura. Because of that, through the nadi pravaha only, the prana shakti entering makes the sthula sharira, jnanendriyas, even antakarana also function there. That is not happening now. नाड़ी प्रवाह रुक गया, वायु विसंस्थिति हो गया. Therefore, जंतु प्राप्नोति तदा. When that happens, शाम्यति इव अस्य चेतना. Then he expressing through that faculties as a living dynamic being. Through those faculties, through that upadhis, that shamyati becomes quiet. That we call as death. What is the position of the self there? Shuddham hi chetanam nityam. When all this was happening, what is happening? Chetana only expressing through the upadhis as life, functioning, making the body's upadhis function. That Chetana is always as it is. Now Utpadhyate Shuddhami Chetanam Nityam. Shuddha means it is immaculate. It is neither coming, going, nor increasing, reducing. Shuddhami Chetanam and Nityam. It is always there. Now Udeti Nacha Shamyat. Shuddha means untouched by the functions of the faculties. Nitya means eternally is there. Now Udeti Nacha Shamyati means its arrival, departure, rising or setting, modifying, they are not there. And that Shuddha Chaitanya means Stavare, Jangame, Vyomni, Shaile, Agno, Pavane Sthitam. It is there Stavara, that is non-moving or stationary thing, Jangama, the mobile, Vyomni in the Akasha, Shaile in the mountains, Agno in the fire, Pavane in the air, Sthitam. So that is there in all this. That Adhisthana Chaitana Brahma. Then next comes is Kevalam Vata Samrodhat. Because of the Vata Samrodhanam, Vayu, going inside, coming and through the nostrils, entering into the Fepade, there becoming Prana Shakti, dividing into Pancha Prana, function, going through every cell of it, activating the Nadi, which further activates all the Jnanendriyas and Takarana. When that is Kevalam Vata Samrodhat, gets quietened, Yada Spandaha Prashamyate. Because of the Vata Samrodha, the Nadi Spandana stopped. When the Nadi Spandana stopped, then the functioning ठप हो जाते बिजली जाते ही सारे machine खत्म. At that time mruta iti uchyate dehaha. So that non-functioning of the sharira is called as mruta. First to the position of the deha you understand. Mruta iti uchyate dehaha. Tada at that time what is the expression of that jada deha? Asau jada namakaha. Now it is jada because it is mruta, it is not responding. Otherwise, Deha is always Panchamahabhuta made, it is Jada. But it is made, enlivened as it becomes the Sharira by the presence of the Prana in that. When it is gone away, the Jadata. In that Jadata again, Kala Prabhava, it gets disintegrated, etc. Remember, at the highest level of the purest of the Vedanta, there are no Dehadi Upadhis, there are no Panchamahabhutas, therefore there is no Jadata. Everything is Brahman. Brahman being Chaitanya, everything is Chaitanya. Then where is the body in Jadata? It is in our own concept, ignorance solidified. है ना? For example, Bhagavan Krishna, Rama. Is there Sharira Jada or Chaitanya? Saraswati Mata now is teaching to Leela. Is she having the Sthula Sharira Jada? She is not even having the Ativahika Deha. She is in the Gnapti Sharirini, pure consciousness only. But for the seeing Leela, mother is appearing in that particular form. Therefore, she could do puja, she could talk to her, etc. So for Leela, mother is in that Rupa, but for mother herself, she is Jnapti Swarupa. That is the ultimate reality. By the way, keep it in mind. Because many a times while listening to Vedanta, all these questions come. You know, there is nothing Jada, everything is Brahman, pure consciousness. Jadata is the projection on the Brahman by that Maya Shakti, which we call as Sankalpa, etc. So the question being at this level, answer is given at this level. When this level question is answered, stick to this level, this standpoint. Don't jump to the other standpoint. You know, people who study here and there books, listen here and there, catch some bits and pieces of knowledge or information. They jump to the standpoints and confuse themselves and think the speaker is confused. No, speaker knows like Krishna. He knows when is he talking from Atma Drishti, when is he talking from Jiva Drishti, when is he talking from Deha Drishti, when is he talking from the Kshatriya Swadharma Drishti, when is he talking from the Sadhana Drishti. In each of the shloka, example, second chapter. He knows. He is doing it exactly, is guiding her. Arjuna also grasping it. Those who don't have that level, then they mix up with the standpoints and get themselves confused. They ask, why Bhagwan became Jiva? This question they don't leave. Answer is Bhagwan never became Jiva. Then they shout, no, 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 Bhagwan became Jiva. All sufferings are happening. अरे ऐसे गुस्से से पूछने से जवाब नहीं मिलता. Don't ask why Bhagwan became Jiva. Ask this way. I myself am Brahma Swarupa. Why I have become Jiva with the Upadhis? In this way, humble way, ask that question about yourself, not the question asking the God. If you ask the God, God never became Jiva. That is the answer. That answer will not satisfy you. Then you say, इतने जीव है, देह है, दुखी हो रहे हैं. Then that also will not give you answer when you ask God. You ask yourself. When I am Brahman, why I am suffering as Jiva? This way, when you ask, you are sadhaka, you are a jignasu. And when you question the Lord, you are a buddhu. You don't want to have answer. Like the people say, no, why Bhagavan has created Papa, Punya? He never created anything. You be on your business. Come from Papa to the Punya, from the Punya to Sadhana. You eject out of this world. Don't become responsible, this manager to this world. फाइनली पूछो तो उनका इच्छा है वो इनका मर्जी है तो उनको होने दो पूछने वाला पूरा जगत उनका है अरे आपके घर आके मैंने आस्क यू व्हाई डिड यू पुट द कुर्सी देयर टीवी देयर अरे this world is of Lord. You entered here and you say, why have you put it like this and that? तुम्हारा है क्या जगत? People miss the standpoints. Then they get frustrated. Okay. Next, na? Mruta iti uchyate dehaha. Tada asau jada namaka. That time the body is jada. Quickly, if you don't dispose, it gets decomposed. So what is mruti? The vata samrodha, then nadi spandana stopping. Therefore, the pure Paramatma doesn't express there. The Chaitanya Paramatma doesn't express through that Sharira as Chaitana, means responding, living, all faculties functioning goes away. That time is called as Mruta. It's only a phenomenon. ये deeply समझ गए मानो तो we don't take it so seriously. वो होता है रहता है एक दिन में करोड़ों करोड़ों जीव मर रहे हैं करोड़ों करोड़ों every day if you take all jivas that are dying in your own house while cleaning the room, washing the clothes, washing the hands, washing the utensils, walking may. How many insects are dying? I say, imagine karo how much of it is happening. This we are discussing to say that if you give a very sentimental value, you suffer. When you give it an intellectual understanding value that it's a phenomena, it has to happen. And be prepared mentally. It can happen today or 100 years after. I am prepared. And अद्यवा अब्ददशान्ते वा शतान्ते वा मृत्युर्वै प्राणिनां ध्रुवम्. What is mrityu? This one. Vata samrodha nadi spandana prashamanam. That's it. मृत इति उच्यते देहः तदा असौ जडनामकः. देह का ये पोजिशन है. तस्मिन् देहे शवीभूते. When that now the deha became Shava, what happened to that prana shakti which was there in him? Vatevcha anilatangate. That individual prana shakti which was in him maintaining the whole bodily functions, it merges with the anilatamgate, total bahar ka pranavayu. So deha idhar reh gaya, pranavayu gone. Now what about the chetanam vasana muktam smatma tatve avatishtati? The conditional consciousness merges with the unconditional pure consciousness. Okay. Chetanam vasana muktam. So atma tattve avatishthat. In fact, this conditional consciousness is never bereft of the total consciousness, but the conditionings now of the deha adi are not there to it. Therefore, it is at the pure complete chetana tattva. Okay. Mhm. Then, if Chetanam Vasana Muktam Swatma Tattva Avatishtati, that is, in other words to say, in the Atma Tattva that Chetana entered, then you can call it as Jivan Mukti only. Where is the Jiva now? That is the beautiful point. Very important discussion. Therefore, Jiva iti uchyate tasya nama anoho vasana vata. Isn't it? See, always in our discussion, we do one mistake. And our teachers also, at their own level, they teach us. Sometimes they also miss the point. Throughout our discussion, one mistake continuously happens is we take the jiva to be other than Paramatma. I am taking jiva as other than Paramatma, therefore I am suffering in samsara. That is one way of explanation. But we are talking about while studying the Shastra, while deeply analyzing. Jiva is nothing other than Paramatma only basically, no? Paramatma Tattva at one particular place and time or in that Paramatma, one place, conditioned by that avidya, is expressing as Jiva. Jiva can never be independent of Paramatma. याद रखो हमेशा ये. परमात्मा ही जीव रूप में खेल रहे हैं. From his own standpoint, he never became Jiva. Okay? If that one individual recognizes it by himself, he has realized whether in the body or after the body, it doesn't matter. But the one who has not yet realized and yet died, that person still he has got that bhava that I am not consciousness. That I am not consciousness, then who are you? Something other than consciousness. That is called jiva bhava. That jiva bhava with some residue, with vasanas, it remains. As long as those vasanas are there, they prompt this jiva bhava to get the different bodies in different lokas and go through the drama. In any of one life, one sharir में रहने के time, though it has nothing to do with the sharira, if he exhausts his vasanas and removes his ignorance, what is ignorance? That I am not Brahman, I am Jiva. That ignorance when he removes and says, I am not Jiva, I am Brahman. The vasanas are gone, Jiva Bhava is gone, then Brahma Anubhuti stays there. Brahma Anubhuti stays there. That Brahma Anubhuti करने वाला एक अनुभोक्ता अलग नहीं होता वो. Individual is not there to experience. Individual is the jiva. He is the cause of all problems, no? For himself. जैसे कोई बंदा आत्महत्या करने के टाइम मेरे कारण मुझे ही दुख हो रहा है, मैं जी नहीं सकता करके करता है. वेदांत में भी जीव रूपी सूडो इंडिविजुअलिटी को डिसॉल्व, वी हैव टू डिसॉल्व इट. What is there? Brahman. I am that Brahman. Basically, I am that. Then from me, the Brahman, with my own Maya Shakti, these upadhis projected, the play is going on. Functionally, I am individual. Really, I am self. What is the position now? That functional individuality is taken as reality. The real self is forgotten. So much so that this pseudo individuality only we take it as real, and we are trying to hold it on even when we are told to realize our Brahma Swarup. Means remaining as Jiva, we want to realize Brahman. अरे जीव भाव ही तुम्हें ब्रह्म स्वरूप से दूर कर रहा है. So those few subtle non-understandings bind for sufficient time that jiva. He will mature in times of his in time through his deeper inner contemplations and inquiries. He gets all that subtle clarity. So even now you and I are talking. We are all jiva with our upadhi. So with upadhi, so much I am talking outside and living in vyavaharika life. Still, the jiva in me is he bereft of other than apart from independent Brahman in me? How much our wave is dancing? Is it ever away from the water? Think about it. देखो जीव एक्चुअली ब्रह्म ही है. कंडीशनड ब्रह्म इज जीव. सो ये जीव ब्रह्म बन गया तो फिर से इसको संसार कैसा रहेगा, ये क्वेश्चन हम पूछते ना. ये जीव ब्रह्म बन गया क्योंकि ब्रह्म ही है ऑलरेडी जीव. But that jiva, when it doesn't know that Aham Brahmasmi, because of that still ignorance and also vasanas, he maintains that. So, he maintaining a separate individuality from Brahman, maintaining the vasanas. That is from the jiva standpoint we are telling. From a Brahma standpoint, the jiva is never away from him. Like the children maintain their separation from parents. The parents know, ये तो मेरे कोख से जन्म लिया, he is not other than me. You know, disciples have those biasnesses with the guru for their own ego. Guru has none of them. Guru is one Brahman only there as listener, I am here speaker. A play is going on. He has no biasness. Subtle. So Brahma Drishti se Brahman alone is there. Brahma Drishti se Brahman alone with Upadhi playing the Jiva Bhava. So in that Jiva, inherently Brahman is always there. What is Jiva then? The one who forgot himself as Brahman with the Upadhis, he has become Jiva Samsari. Like the son, after growing up, got married and left the parents and he became Gharjamai, he became JKG, henpeck. Now he doesn't want to come to parents and take care of them, kuch bhi ho jaye unko. And they are suffering here, put in this or that old age home. And this fellow is enjoying. And those in-laws are very happy. कि बेटी भी इधर है, दामाद भी है, उसको कुछ बिस्कुट फेंको उसको, वो खुशी से रहेगा वो. So they know the art of biscuit फेंको. And this fellow eating that biscuit finds all comforts there. And he is happy. And he said, this love which you are giving me, this seva which you are giving me, my parents never did to me. Isn't it? He is henpeck बन गया वो. These parents बचपन से इस गधे को इतना पाल पोस संभाल, all that he forgets. So to the jiva, he forgets that in him the Chetana is because of Brahman. He himself is Brahman. No, no, he is identified with the Upadhis and through the Upadhi with the world, he has become henpeck. देखो समझ आ रहे माता. Example. So that is the meaning of here कि चेतनम वासना मुक्तम स्वात्म तत्वे अवतिष्ठति. अब देह में नहीं है, अब तो कहाँ है फिर, हमेशा परमात्मा ही में ही था, परमात्मा भी है. Then what about his again rebirth journey? Jiva iti uchyate tasya nama anoho vasanavataha. He is considering himself to be existing other than Paramatma, and he also has got the vasanas. So that sense of I am not Brahman, only it's in ignorance. You're always Brahman only. And supporting that is the vasanas. Like I told you, this fellow feels comfort in the in-laws house. And the in-laws also are pampering him. उसके लिए घर बना के रखा, ऊपर सेकंड थर्ड फ्लोर बना के रखा, एंड कार भी खरीद के दी है. एवरीथिंग इज डन. देन ही बिकम सो हैप्पी देयर. देन ही डजंट वांट. घर जाओ तो पिताजी डांटते हो, 4 साल की उम्र से लेकर अभी तक डांट रहे हो. ही डजंट वांट. यहाँ तो फादर इन लॉ, दामाद जी, बेटे प्यारे, respectfully is addressed. In the same way, to this sense of separation called Jiva Bhava, the Vasana support. He has got those Vasanas, no? impressions of the past. Very powerful they are. So they prompt him to maintain the separation, and they prompt him to identify the upadhi. They prompt him to go through various janma. Therefore, like if I am dead now, this body remains here, vata samrodha ho gaya, as well as nadi spandan ruk gaya, it is jada now. The prana shakti, which is making all my faculties function, merges in the total prana. The chetana in me merges in chetana. Whereas I, the jiva, the swami who is here, I still, if I have not realized I am Brahmasmi, that sense of operation is there. That is Jiva Bhava. Along with that, I have so many Sankalpas, Vasanas. Like today morning, also in our common sense thought, what Sankalpas the mind is doing, be aware of it. We have seen such an important topic today. लोग तो जन्म जन्म के लिए संकल्प करते जा रहे हैं. लोग means me only. So all those sankalpa vasanas strengthen my separateness from Paramatma Tattva. That remains. He is the one now, having left this body named house, he will be going into the different sharir. Okay, before going into different sharir and identifying, he will have various anubhutis. Various many are there. First of all, if he has done papa, he will be given yatana sharira and he will be there taken into naraka. All dukkha are given. Then, if he has a lot of punya, he will be sent to Devaloka. All those dresses are made to wear and he will be given those sukhas. Only bhog ke liye wo, karma ke liye nahi wo. In sarga and in naraka, karma nahi kiya jata. आप यहाँ जो किए हो, of that you get the bhog there. After that is over, still if some vasanas are there or papa karma, to go through that, this tavara, pashu pakshi or vanaspati deha. After all of that done, again you will be given a human sharira where there are possibilities of doing karma. Either it is papa karma or punya karma or jignasa, brahma jignasa and realizing Brahma. So jiva iti uchyate tasya nama anoho vasanavataha. Anurup में जीवा इन has got vasanas. तदेव तत्रैव आस्ते सच शवागारे गगन के तथा. So example of this Padma is said. पद्मा शरीर राजा पद्म का उस अंतपुर में है. Now that Antapura is given new name by Saraswati Mata, Shavagar, Marchuri. Yes, in the mortuary dead bodies are kept. They were where dead body is kept, that's mortuary only. Shavagar. So in the Shavagara, be attentive. Yesterday we talked about it, very subtle thought. That's why more than one or two, three, we are not talking more thoughts. Because more than that we cannot receive. Very powerful discussion it is. Ki, where is this Sharira? In the Antapura Mandira. Where is the Antapura? All of that is in particular kingdom, wherever it is. Where is the kingdom? In that particular Desha Raja is. Where is that Desha? The Bhumandal mein hai wo. Where is the Bhumi? In the Brahmanda. Okay? Up to Brahmanda level we see. All of that is Thula. But all that Brahmanda से लेकर ये राजा का गृह तक जो स्थूल है, remember, where is all of that? It is in the Chitta. In the Chitta, continuously through Sankalpas, whichever are strong Sankalpas, accordingly the grossification happens and we go there. And where is Chitta? Which has got Chitta Akasha, in which so many Chitta Sankalpas are there. Among them, some solidify. Having solidified, they appear as Brahmanda and they appear as Desha. They appear as our Deha and we identify with. Like it happened to Raja Padma when he went to become Raja Viduratha. So Raja Padma's Chitta, having projected the entire Brahmanda, entire Bhuloka, entire kingdom, also Antapura, everything, and the Raja Viduratha Sharira. Oh, Raja Padma's Chitta projected. Having projected, it is identified with Raja Viduratha Sharira. Therefore, he thinks he is only that. Then what about the other people, the Rajyam and all? He has got sense of otherness with that. Like Swapna. The Jagrat Mana only projected Swapna Jagat. Among the projected things, one is one individuality in Swapna. I, the Jagrat Purusha, only identify with that and say, I am this. Then I feel sense of otherness with the other. That is called Swapna. And what do you mean by waking from Swapna? To a different plane where both of them are projected and this is a substratum of both of them. I, the dreamer, the one who was seeing the dream, and I was the dream world in front of me. Think about it. So, tatraiva aste such a shavagare gaganake tatha. So, here in the shavagara, in the gagana, how come in the akasha of the shavagara that such a brahmandas ananta koti are there? That is our question always. Why? We are seeing from the sthula drishti and trying to understand sukshma. It is other way around. In the sukshma, a part is solidified as sthula, to which we give value and reality and importance, and we think this is important. स्थूल में सूक्ष्म नहीं रहता, सूक्ष्म में स्थूल होता. Therefore, when it is said in that Antapura, it is said from the Chidakasha and Chittakasha standpoint, not from the Sthula Antapura standpoint. Tasmin Neva means in that Antapura Akasha, which is projected in the Chitta of the Raja Padma. In that Chitta now, the totally new set of Vidurata is projected. Thoda katin hai na, but if it is understood easily Vedanta, everybody will go for that only, no? That's the trick of it. And only when we become Sukshma, then we'll understand it. For becoming Sukshma, we have to become Shuddha. For becoming Shuddha, we have to become Ekagra. To become Ekagra, from Anekagra, we have to withdraw. Withdrawing from Anekagra is called Vairagya. Doing Ekagra is Shama. Then becoming Shuddha through Karma Yoga Upasanas. That Shuddhi gives Sukshmata. That Sukshmata makes us understand this. With that understanding, when you sit on the meditation and really become Antarmukha and try to visualize all these things, we will reach to that stage of the Adhisthana Paramatma. In Vedanta, that is our goal. In Bhakti, etc., we go to Ishvara Lokana. In Yoga Darshanam, you control your Chitta Vrittis and you become Yogi and Siddha Purusha and both sare cheeze kar sakte. If Yogi says, I don't want all of them, then Drashtu Swarupe Avasthanam Kaivalyam, he can reach that. Okay, next comes Tato Sau Preta Shabdena Prochate Vyavaharibihi. Then the Vyavaharis say a Pret ho gaya, matlab Praitaha, Prakarshena Ita Gataha. Every day he goes into sleep, but next day he is waking up. Every day he goes to sleep. पिछले इतने साल से daily कर रहा है. अब he went to sleep, never to come back. Gone for good or bad. That's called Preta. Preta means यहाँ से चला गया. Preta, Prakarshena Itaha Gataha. He has gone from here once for all, not to come back. Tatosau Preta Shabdena Prochate Vyavaharibi. Then Chetanam Vasana Mishram Amoda Anilavat Stitam. That pure consciousness with the vasanas is there, which is now called as Jiva, like the wind bringing the smell. है ना ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातनः मनःषष्ठानि इंद्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरमे अवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि व आशयात् 15th chapter Gita. Same here, example is given. Okay, then what happens later on? कि इदम दृश्यम परित्यज्य यदा आस्ते दर्शनांतरे स्वस्वप्न इव संकल्प इव नाना आकृति तदा. This Sharira he left now. With this Sharira only the whole this world was they related. शरीर तादा छोड़ गया तो यहाँ का चीजें भी सारे उनके लिए विथड्रॉल होते हैं. Slowly becomes oblivion. Like you have shifted from one city to the other. All these पहले city वाले, all that places, people, slowly don't they go away from your memory? And you develop the familiarity with the new setup. In the same way, once he left the body, cannot enter. Body itself is not mine. So with all the beings also, the relation is cut. So in sabka vismruti hota hua, very same time, the prabala vasanas now they have to express. At that time, he does in chitta the new sankalpa or already made sankalpas start becoming grossified. That is what is the meaning of formation of new body for him. He enters into that. In whichever the thing his next set of vasanas can get exhausted. That can be anywhere. Therefore, if in this Janma I am a Brahmana studying the way, or I am doing this and that, Agale Janma, somebody can be born as a dog also. Doesn't matter if the vasanas are there. So to a dog that is there lying, Agale Janma or Pichale Janma, he must be Mahayogi. That's why we cannot talk about anybody in this world. We cannot comment also. One thing is sure that everybody basically is Brahman. And that drishti, if you have, it saves us. Other than that, all else we cannot say. Today is a Mahagnani, can be anybody tomorrow, isn't it? Interesting, the person who knows so many. I was talking to somebody little back. Astavadani, Shatavadani, Sahasravadani. You know that Astavadani Shatavadani means dealing with 100 people, 1,000 people at one time and giving question answer to all of them. I was telling that fellow, these Shatavadani of yours, by mistake, if his head hits a wall, all his Shatavadana goes, he forgets himself also. That is all Aupadik. How does it matter? He got surprised when I said that. Isn't it? Like I am talking to you so many. मेरा हेड इधर दीवार पे लग गए हो एक सेकंड अंदर नाड़ी स्पंदना goes away. I can't even remember me. इतना ही इसका औकात. Whatever I'm talking and all. It has nothing to do. It has no value except if it is inspiring us to go into identify with the self. इसका इतना ही मतलब है. बाकी सब बकवास है. I know. That's why in our मुंडक उपनिषद प्रश्न मुंडक में सारे इसको अपरा विद्या में डाल दिए. ऋग्वेद, यजुर्वेद, सामवेद, अथर्वण वेद, शिक्षा, कल्प, व्याकरण, निरुक्तम, छंद, ज्योतिषम सब अपरा विद्या. Not upper vidya, apara. So, in this way, in every life, as a human being, creating new vasanas through new sankalpas and paving way for our many, many lives. Nothing, not a difficult thing to understand. Like Ajkal, who is the most intelligent and busy and contributing person? The one whose itinerary is fixed for 1 year, 2 years. Itinerary होता है कि नहीं? Now July 1st today. So his whole month is fixed. आज एक पहले तारीख हो गया, कल 2 वहां जाऊंगा, 3 को उधर जाऊंगा, 5 उधर. So he has made all his sankalpa. Accordingly, he will go. People think he's so busy for the whole month, but Vedanti knows he's binding himself to be a jiva. So if he is fixed in his 1 year of program, means he's sure that for 1 year he will never realize Brahman. So interesting. Like, when I do this karma, tomorrow I'll be happy. Means I have decided not to be happy today. Then you'll be miserable only. कुछ करने के बाद मुझे हैप्पीनेस आना चाहिए. इट्स अ कंडीशनल हैप्पीनेस. दैट फेलो विल नेवर बी हैप्पी. The one who says everything 6s and 7s still I want to be happy, nobody can make you miserable. That is why the happiness is by choice. Dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sangnita. Examples. Okay, this very beautiful topic. Na, give time. Some more we'll study. It is a big sarga of 74 shlokas. This means 7-8 topics are there. 1 or 2 we have covered. Remaining also. Om Purnamadaha. Thank you.